Kollie's backpack slammed against the back of his locker so hard that the rattle reverberated down the hall. People turned around to look at him, which pleased him. The hall monitors were not really awake and moving in full force yet, so he was still relatively safe from what he and his friends referred to as the agents of discipline. He looked sideways and saw Sonia walking down the hall with her girl Aisha. Aisha was Sonia's best friend, and she was Kenyan, although she had lived in America since 4th grade. Sonia was wearing a thin purple dress, which somehow managed to look fly and casual at the same time. The dress wasn't tight or so short that she'd get a dress code referral, but somehow still, she made Kollie's testicles ache. Sonia was like that, though, a chameleon who didn't seem to be governed by the same laws as everyone else. He caught her eye and nodded at her as she passed. He tried to look as nonchalant as possible. She nodded back, training her gold-flecked, dark brown eyes on him. He thought he also detected a small smile, but he could have imagined it. Then the moment was gone, and he was staring at the back of her legs, listening to the faint swish of her skirt as she passed. He felt his penis harden and turned back into his locker as calmly as he could so as not to draw any attention. The dead bird by the side of the road this morning. The growing crack in the sidewalk outside the house. The dirty dishes Ma was too tired to wash last night. Thinking of these things, which were the dullest he could conjure, always seemed to bring his body down a notch and back to normal. Today was no different, and after a moment, he slammed his locker door shut and began walking to room 237. He held the tilapia and red sauce with rice his mother had packed for him in his right hand, and at the garbage can in front of room 235, he threw it in. Chapter 3. I don't know why they think this is some MLK Day macho, Haji said, as he prepared to enter the room for his midday prayers. He was looking at a group of black kids putting up posters on the column the administration had set aside for student organizations. Kollie saw one of them advertised an upcoming die-in to protest a police shooting. What they need to do is clear out and get over it. I got no time for such lazy men, oh? No wonder they can't graduate, and white man got no job for them. Kollie and Titi cracked up and patted Haji on the back. Although he was Liberian, he was also Muslim and floated between the Somalis and Liberians no problem. The prayer room itself, however, was a problem. It was a makeshift space, set up on the 2nd floor beside the school's new atrium. The principal had brought in movable walls to be placed around a small set of prayer rugs, at the request of Somali students, so that they could complete their salat during the school day. There had, of course, been concerns from the community about the partitions spoiling the new atrium, and certain parents grumbled about special treatment. A white father even spent a morning in the atrium to see for himself what was going on, and one afternoon, everyone found an "Ugly Truths About Sharia" flyer on the windshield of their car. But none of it had escalated, and this was before some Somali parents made contact with the ACLU, just in case. The real tension was with the black kids anyway. They had previously used the space now occupied by the prayer room as an informal lounge. It was our place, our one space where we could chill and be us in this whole raggedy school, the Black Student Union president said in an editorial in the school paper. So of course you had to take it away from us. Some of them would still loiter around the prayer room, trading the dozens, laughing loudly, or even talking about how the space was really theirs. The Somali students mostly ignored them, although lately, nerves had been frayed on both sides. Haji saluted goodbye to his friends and then walked toward the prayer room. He smiled easily at the black guys in front of him and nodded. They did not respond except to grimace. Kollie watched, his stomach beginning to churn as they crossed their arms and blocked Haji's way. Their faces were covered in disgust, and when they pushed Haji, Kollie couldn't say he was surprised. He felt a scalding fury bubble up, and before he knew it, he was rushing toward them. It was Abraham who came out of nowhere and saved him, who grabbed his shoulders and turned him around. "It's not worth it," he hissed in Kollie's ear. "They're not worth our futures, oh." Kollie could not stop himself from lunging in their direction again, but this time Haji lodged his small frame between them.